Boy, it feels good to be back, baby. We haven't done one of these in 12 days now? Let's go.
Exactly 12 days?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was nice. So like this last weekend, full of ups and downs, you know what I mean? So we had
Very hectic
Bianca
weekend.
turned 21, you know?
Big 2-1 on Saturday.
You know, went to freaking Bend, partied it up. Kellan was a little bit concerned because the Niners just happened to make it to championship Sunday and it just happened to be on Bianca's birthday weekend. We get back. I was so pumped. You know, we blow the largest fourth quarter lead in NFC championship game history, baby.
Yeah.
So
You took it very well, though.
I did, because it's more, I take losses really well in the beginning and then give me 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then
literally the next day it was like,
definitely dropped a few F-bombs on the way back from my internship on Monday.
oh.
Way there and way back. About 3 or 4.
Like loud ones?
Loud ones.
Oh, like pissed ones.
Yeah. Probably where
Yeah.
the car behind me is like, is that kid okay?
So the thing is, though, is when they lost, I told Cal, I was like, do you want to go outside and scream? Like, we can go outside and scream together. You can scream in a pillow. Like, I'm here for you. And he was like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm fine. And then, like, the next day, he's, like, watching back videos, like, 24/7. He's, like, talking about it nonstop. And I'm like, okay, it's definitely affecting him more than he let on.
I need to get off social media because it's only making it worse.
Yeah.
I am obsessed. I will watch highlight videos as long as things go our team's way. I'll rewatch the game 3 or 4 times. But then if things do not go our way, I just kind of cut myself off and isolate myself from the team entirely. So
yeah.
I'm getting better. The Warriors had a great comeback win last night against the Spurs without Klay Thompson, without Steph Curry, without Andrew Wiggins. Came back from like down 17 or 19. Moses Moody, Kuminga, Jordan Poole, the future, baby. Yeah, Bianca.
Speaking of that, though, we got tickets to go.
Yeah, we got tickets to go to the freaking Warrior Blazer game, which is sick as hell.
So we're going up to that.
Now, we're basically into Warrior season. We're waiting for the Giants. Hopefully that season even happens, right?
Yeah.
And
They're supposed to have spring training in Arizona during spring break.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything just really depends. Not going to be mad if it's a shortened season. I'm going to say that right now.
Why?
Because I kind of like that 60 game format.
So you're a fake fan.
No, I just like being able to watch every game.
Oh.
You can't catch all 162.
Oh.
I probably catch about 60% of the games.
No, you caught like 85%. Like you literally were
because
watching.
we were winning so much.
Yeah, that's
when you
true.
get 107 wins, it's easier to watch. You know
what I'm saying.
Yo, so Bianca,
You're a bandwagon.
yeah, we got a freaking adult in the building.
We're gonna say, so Bianca, what?
Connie Juan?
Can legally drink alcohol.
Yes.
Alcohol.
I miss doing these because, you know.
Why?
I did.
What?
Because there hasn't been a lot of UFC. We had the winter break.
I know.
And then we had the UFC came back for 2 weeks and then nothing on your birthday weekend.
Yeah, it worked out great for that, but then not so much for the Niners.
Yeah.
But like the day of my birthday, we had no UFC, so it was kind of cool.
I didn't watch the Niner game in my usual place. So I don't know.
Watched it in my house instead of
that
his. So he
factored
thinks
in?
I'm the reason he left. Or
all I'm
lost.
saying is you turned off the kitchen light after George Kittle scored a touchdown. So
I did not.
after George Kittle scored a
And
touchdown,
I said, do you want it on or off? And you go, doesn't matter. So
That's
if you
what I thought with 10-point lead.
if you want to say that,
we basically shut the lights out on our future on the Niners' chances of winning. We just blacked it out.
Shut up. Okay, let's get on with this card. Let's get on with this card, guys.
Okay, so Bianca tried to rush me through this.
No, I'm not.
Just take a deep breath and relax, you know?
I just gotta leave in like an hour.
Okay, so she's becoming an adult now, so she has like actual duties to attend to, right?
I'm going to a dinner with my sister.
I feel like I'm an actual guest that has a guest, an actual host has a guest on that has a time limit.
Actual guest who has a guest.
Yeah, my car's gonna be picking me up in like an hour, so let's wrap this up.
So I'm only getting paid.
I'm not paying you.
Oh,
well, we think I'm paying you.
I don't do this for free.
Oh. Hey, I was watching this one kid on Fox Sports Australia. This is a UFC podcast, so tune in. We'll get to that juice in a second.
Hey, this is an everything podcast. Come on now.
Yeah, big facts. Okay. Well, these episodes I do with you are UFC. There's like an Australian Fox Sports Network, and the kid, he's like Filipino, and he had his own. He has like an Ariel Helwani kind of show, and he interviewed like Israel Adesanya. I'm like, bruh,
you could be doing that.
I could do that.
Yeah,
mate.
I could do that. Just give me an Australian accent and a mic.
I'm already a quarter Filipino, so
true. You look half, but you're a quarter.
I have the nose. No, you can just tell when someone's Filipino, honestly, though.
No, you can, yeah.
You're just like, yeah, that guy's.
I love it. Will you hand me?
I'm like a light-skinned Filipino.
I'm a light-skinned Mexican.
But Mexicans, some are light-skinned, though.
Some Filipinos are light-skinned.
When they got other stuff in them.
Same with Hispanics.
No, Brandon Moreno. He's literally 100% Hispanic, and you're darker than him.
I am not darker than Brandon Moreno.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Brandon Moreno is so not tan. Are you kidding me?
He
Come on,
can
sister.
tan though. He's just not tan year round.
Sister.
You know, we've got the winter time.
Sister. He's white all the time.
Kelly, you can tell he's freaking Latin.
Because of his hair and his facial features.
He is.
But if I just showed you his belly, you'd be like, that's a white guy.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So crazy times. We've been doing this little thing where I have a Your Name show. I have a podcast class, believe it or not. And so we talked about UFC 270 we talked about UFC 270 on that, which was very interesting because
we couldn't do I
couldn't say it was like all gear no game or whatever. Yeah.
And we had to do it on a computer. Like I did it from my house. Like we did it from a distance.
Yeah. Zencaster is not the move, sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not.
Sean Strickland versus Jack Hermansson. Jack Hermansson. If you guys watch this podcast, you know we love movies, and Jack Hermansson reminds me of the dude from, the guy that unlocks the what are they called? He unlocks the safes.
Oh,
yeah. What are those movies?
What are things you unlock?
Dead?
Yeah, Army of the Dead.
And Army of Thieves
is the one.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's the Army of Thieves, the one that he is the main character in.
Yeah. So Jack Hermansson.
That's who he reminds you of?
Yeah.
What?
Well, when he talks in his interviews, yes, he does. He looks a lot scarier in his UFC photos for sure.
I love the guy really from similar. The movie.
Yeah, we know.
Wait, is he German?
No, but they talk this.
How can they talk similar when this man has a German accent?
Because they just have one of those European.
How do you do German? It says
we watched Edge of War.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was good for sure.
What else did we watch recently?
Man.
The King's Man.
Bianca,
that one.
What else did we watch recently? We literally saw a movie last night.
Nope.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Are you sure? Yeah, Monday. We saw The King's Man.
It wasn't one to remember if we're being honest.
Way over budget, honestly.
Huh? Am I wrong for not remembering it?
Hey, it was a good movie.
No, it was a 6.
Okay. Let's just get into this card, and then we'll talk about a few other things that have come up. So a lot of new fight announcements that we'll talk about. But first, this card, it's absolute cash money in the bank. There's 2 really good matchups that I want to point out here. Okay, and that's obviously the main event, and then another one that we are yet to announce. I will get there, but so. To start this sucker off, okay, we have my first kind of one that I really am eyeballing. Jason Witt versus Phil Rowe.
Why are you acting like that?
Okay, Jason Witt versus Phil Rowe. This is going to be absolute cash. Phil Rowe, he's the longest 170 you've ever seen. He has like an 80-inch wingspan, and then Jason Witt had one of my fights of the years against, Brian Barberena, which was absolute crazy. Bends down to his mouth guard, gets cracked in the mouth, and still wins. But Phil Rowe versus Jason Witt, I'm pumped for this fight. I think it's going to probably end in some type of finish. I really want Phil Rowe to win because his boxing, he can keep everybody at bay, and his limbs, nobody really wants to get inside on this guy. So it's going to be interesting. Is Phil Rowe going to stop the takedown? I know he was in a grappling match against Gordon Ryan, which was kind of fun to watch, but I think Jason Witt's going to just try to use his wrestling and kind of nullify Phil Rowe. But I'm pumped for this. There's a ton of really fun matchups, like Malcolm X Gordon's on the card versus Denise Bondar. And I was looking at this fight a little bit because I think this is Bondar's UFC debut. We're getting a lot of UFC debuts recently, but
UFC.
He's like the number 2 dude in the Caucasus according to Tapology, and getting a lot of those caucuses messages in my YouTube.
What does that mean?
It's like region.
Caucus. I've heard of that with politics. I
Like
remember
the Iowa caucus.
I remember learning that word in American government.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's like right in here, this section. It's like
Oh, okay.
whatever we're looking at there. Oh,
He's
that's
showing
like
me a
Georgia.
map?
Yeah, Georgia. Obviously, because where else would good fighters come from, right?
Georgia.
People get really in depth when they tell me what good fighters, like why they're good fighters or something. They're just like, read up on the history, like you'll understand why. I'm like, yes, I know. Yeah.
There's like history behind it?
Yeah.
Like genetics?
There's like really tough people.
That's so sick.
Yeah. So yeah, Malcolm X Gordon's gonna be fighting Jason Witt. I'm gonna go Malcolm X Gordon against Dennis Bondar. Probably gonna have to go Bondar actually, just because he's from the caucus.
I want to go Gordon.
Okay, yeah, he's good. He beat
He looks
Francisco
scary.
Figueiredo in his last fight. I think.
I don't know. That's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, he was on a 2-fight skid and then beat Francisco Figueiredo. These guys they're fighting at 125, so that's
my
gonna be
God,
interesting.
that's
So Bondar,
tiny.
he used.
125 is so small.
Yeah, but they'll get, dude. That's Davison Figueiredo when he was fighting Brandon Moreno. He went up 20 pounds after cutting to 125. So in the fight with Brandon, he was 145 pounds.
What's harder, making 25 pounds over or losing 20 pounds?
Wait, what?
What would be harder for him?
What do you mean?
Like for the people who are like kind of, they can go to a 125 to 145. Like what would be harder, from going to 145 pounds or going from 145 back down to 125?
I'm sure the cut to 125 is a pain for him. But like, I'm just saying, after he gets hydrated and eats a bunch of food, the next day he's 145 pounds.
That's insane.
Well, it's because you deplete your body so much, so when you replenish it, it just like absorbs everything you can, probably.
Well, yeah, because you're like, it's like when people starve themselves,
Yeah.
it doesn't really work.
He'd be a good 135er for sure too, just because he has such good power. He has pretty decent power, and then he's like really long levers with his arms and stuff. So
That is
Davison
such a
could
big
move up
jump. Like that's crazy.
20 pounds.
Yeah.
I know. Well, yeah. I mean, I wonder what he's walking around at.
Yeah.
He's probably like 150-ish something. Like when he's just chilling, like at home and stuff. And then he probably gradually makes it down to 125.
That gradually, it would take me like a year to lose 30 pounds.
Yeah, but they're in such good weight that a majority of their stuff's like water weight, so they're just cutting.
That's so
Their
crazy.
body fat percentage are so low. It's not like they're changing their body composition. I mean, for some guys, when they have to move down, they do. But yeah,
That's so
I saw
weird.
something. He's a huge flyweight. Okay, I'm going Phil Rowe, Danilo Marquez versus Almeida. This is gonna be one we're gonna find out and see. You know, Danilo. I'm gonna go with him. Alexis Davis. She fought Pannie Kianzon. I remember that, and then
Julia
Stolyarenko. I remember she fought Yana Kunitskaya.
Definitely her.
She's lost her last two though. She lost to Yana Kunitskaya and then Julia Avila, the Raging Panda, right? Yeah, the Raging Panda. I follow her on
Oh my
Instagram.
God, how do you remember that? You follow her on Instagram?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I was making a joke.
You know what I can't stand, and I'm going to say this right now, and I would say it to literally everybody, is I really am having a tough time with Juliana Pena as the freaking
Yeah.
bantamweight champ of the world. She just,
She
something
caught her
about
on
her
a good
just
day.
see the wrong way.
Then why do you follow her?
I don't follow Juliana Pena.
Oh.
That's Julia Avila.
Oh.
Wrong Juliana. God, dude. Alexis Davis, yeah, she's old. She's got a lot
Oh my
of
God. Don't say that.
What?
She's not even old.
37. 37 is not young in
That
this
is kind of
sport.
young for UFC, or old for UFC, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was rude though. Calling
The
women old is
alligator
not-
baby. Yeah, I'm going to probably go with
Julia.
Stolyarenko. Then we got Marc-Andre Barrio versus Jukwani. Yes. Okay. That's cool. Marc-Andre Barrio, he had a good fight against Doc Illusion Bula. Yeah, that's right. And then Abu
He's won
Azaitar.
his past
That's
fights.
right.
Last two fights.
Yeah, he kind of turned his career around a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to go him. Akima Duwadu versus Mike Trezano. I like Akeem Duwadu. He's a scrapper. Miles Johns versus John Castaneda.
Miles Johns.
Yeah, but Castaneda's kind of tough. He beat Eddie Wineland, you know?
Oh.
Sexy Maxi. I don't know.
That's a cool nickname. Actually, I'm going him.
Sexy Vexy.
Like
Miles
that.
Johnson's an absolute stud, though. I'm probably gonna.
Damn, yeah.
Chapo.
His name is El Chapo?
No, that's just his nickname, Chapo, baby. And
No, I mean, that's his nickname. Like, would it be El Chapo? Could you call him El Chapo?
If you wanted to.
It's kind of a lot to live up to.
Miles John for John Castaneda. Probably going to go Miles Johns, honestly. Then Julian Erosa, he's a beast. Versus Steven Peterson, who basically kind of bullied Chase Super. That fight, okay, like it's kind of weird because Chase Super got basically bullied in that fight. Anything that Chase tried to do, Peterson basically just manhandled him. And then Julian Erosa, he's an absolute stud because he's beat. Julian Erosa.
Julian Erosa.
Yeah.
It sounds like Juliana Rosa.
Juliana Rosa?
Like it sounds like
Juliana
a girl's
Rosa?
name.
Juliana
like
Rosa?
Juliana Rosa. That's what I thought you were saying. I was like looking for a girl photo and I was like, that does not look like a girl.
Juicy J.
Julian Erosa.
Dude, honestly, Juliana Rosa, Juicy J, like literally a girl.
It's a girl.
Speaking of girly scents, even though we're not even talking about scents, Bianca's Ariana Grande scent blow me out of the room right now.
Are you saying perfume?
Yeah.
No one knows what you're talking about. Bianca's scent? What even is that? No, it's called perfume. My perfume's blowing you out of the room right now?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Dude, you don't like it or
Dominic
you like
Fike
it?
has 1.9 million followers on Instagram.
So this is just turning into a pop culture.
Kidding me?
This is a pop culture
Are you
episode.
kidding me right now?
I know. That's crazy.
I've literally been waiting all day to talk to you about this.
Everyone's raving about him on TikTok.
I looked like last month before it came out, he had like 600,000.
Yeah, I know. You've been following since like 100K probably. What does the blowing you away mean? Does it mean it smells good or bad?
I can see how you thought it was going to be good, but it meant the opposite.
You don't like it?
No, it's good, but we just need a couple sprays.
I only did a couple. I did 2. Boom, boom. One closer.
I know you.
Away.
You hit the armpits twice, the neck, and then you'll like hit it, and then you'll walk through it.
I don't walk through it, and you get mad that I don't do that.
Because that's what.
And I also don't put it under my armpits. That's what deodorant
I've
is
seen
for.
you go.
You have never.
Literally
don't
the
even
last time you
Don't
were in your
even
room.
lie
Literally
right
the
now.
last time you were in your room. Yes.
I've never sprayed my armpits. That's so bad for your body.
You had clothes on.
What are you talking about?
You already had clothes on and then you did it. I promise.
Okay, you're seeing other girls, or you're going insane.
Did you see it?
You're so
Dude, Ultimate saw it. He's nodding. Yes and no. Yeah, yes, he is nodding up and down like a bobblehead does.
Is
okay,
he?
Juliana Rose. Literally my weakness is behind the arm pinches. Okay, let's get to Bianca. This is Bianca Compton's segment right now.
I know.
Trayshawn Gore
I know.
versus Brian Battle. What is going to
Brian
happen?
Pooh Bear battle.
And what is going to happen and why, Bianca?
Brian Battle's going to win because he's a savage. And I don't give a heck about... I don't even know his last name.
Trayshawn Gore?
Gore? Horrible last name.
Wow.
But
holy
didn't know his last name was Gore.
Okay.
Honestly...
Let's keep the mic still.
Both of them...
I love messing with you.
Both of them are
I guess that's your water now.
It
You
is
just
my
bring it
water
up.
now.
Okay, cool.
Both of them are...
Great.
Don't ask me for my segment and then interrupt my segment, bro.
Don't do dumb shit. Like moving around your eye.
Okay, so the thing is Brian Battle's going to win because I like him. That's simple
why.
as that.
Dude, that is freaking mind-boggling.
Honestly, they're both good fighters, you know, but like, not
she's
gonna
give
lie,
us
like
she's gonna go
Trayshawn,
back and say Trayshawn's a good fighter.
he is. Like, we all know he's a good fighter.
We know he's a good fighter.
But like,
He's got
he just
absolute
annoyed me in
firecrackers
the
in his
tough
hand.
show.
Dude, when he touches your jaw, people are scroogled. He can clean people's clocks. That's what I'm scared for. Brian Battle. I mean, he is slick. He is tough. But at the end of the day, I feel like Trayshawn is more technical.
You know, because he just had a kid, he might be pretty soft right now.
Who?
Just a bit. Brian Battle.
I think that makes you more
tough?
Yeah.
How many kid would make me soft? I'd be in my feels.
That's a good... You want to pull in the comments or something? In the community page on my YouTube?
Is Brian Battle going to be softer after having a kid or tougher?
Didn't Trayshawn Gore just had he's had a young kid too, I'm pretty sure.
I don't keep up on him.
I don't know.
On Gore.
All I know is Trayshawn's so technical and he can piece you apart, baby.
Okay, next.
Brian could get a submission or something. I don't know. Or something, you know?
Oh, wait, you think he's going to get a submission?
Yeah.
Who?
If Brian wins, it's going to be via submission. If Trayshawn wins, it's definitely going to be via knockout.
Okay.
The biggest factor here is Brian going to be able to take Trayshawn shots. Because as we saw...
He's tough.
When Trayshawn was fighting Gilbert Urbina, it didn't end well. He basically knocked Gilbert Urbina out like
Gilbert
3 different
wasn't
times.
as tough as Brian Battle.
Don't you say that.
It's not wrong. I still loved Gilbert, though. He was really cool. But he wasn't that tough.
Dude, we got to be real careful. This guy's getting punched by Trayshawn Gore. We got to say, like, he's pretty tough.
No, he is.
He's pretty tough for that,
like,
you know?
people in the comments be like, then you get in there, bitch. Like, I can't.
No, the great thing about us at All Year No Game Incorporated is that
Incorporated, it's
we're
TM,
so
trademark.
not good at anything. The fact that we're talking about it is just, you can't even say
It's a
you get in
joke.
there because it's like, you wouldn't want to see that.
No. Actually, I am good at things. So speak for yourself.
Bianca thinks she beat me one time left-handed arm wrestling, okay? And now she thinks she's freaking Amanda
in a
Nunes.
row. 2 times beat him in an arm wrestle.
Dude, I'm letting you have this victory. Like, you don't have to rub it in my face. Like,
I could be in a women's arm wrestling competition. Like, come on, you know I'm
watch
tough.
videos on YouTube. We know we don't want that culture.
You know I'm tough.
We know you're tough. I never questioned your toughness.
Okay, that's good.
I just don't think you could take a shot from Trayshawn.
I used to, when I was younger, want to box. Because that episode.
Everybody goes to that phase.
episode of iCarly. Well, I did karate as a kid, and I liked it.
The
and
Victoria Justice beats the crap out of
then Victoria Justice, when she's on iCarly, and I was like, oh my god,
the
that's
most
so cool.
iconic MMA scene of all time.
And I wanted to be a boxer.
Yeah. My mom went through a phase too after she saw Rocky.
She did boxing classes.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I've always just loved MMA, but never thought that I would ever like it. Like during
You're
the summertime.
so soft. You never would be.
No. Yeah. Remember
You
when
don't like getting hit. You like hitting. You don't like getting hit.
I love baseball. Hitting balls.
That's why you didn't like football, because people tackle you.
Yeah, I like carrying the ball. But
I like running with the ball.
Yeah, I was just never good enough for them to give it to me.
Were you you weren't a quarterback? I feel like that's what you'd be
I played
really
quarterback
good at.
and running back.
Yeah, I
and
see
then
you
I took
as
a
a
year
quarterback.
off. And then I came back and it was just
You would make a really good quarterback, I think now. Because you were good.
With my Pillsbury,
you're fast.
My hands remind.
You have good hand-eye coordination. Like you could catch it.
My hands remind me of the Gecko when he's on the motorcycle talking to the people, and he goes oh. That's my hand size. It's okay.
No, it's not.
It's 50% more unconscious.
It's 50% more unconscious.
He's the cutest.
We're really not we need to get into this.
Dude, it's only.
How much time? 23 minutes.
I'm stopping this. My dog's barking.
Oh
in the
my
background.
god! Shut up.
Okay, Sam Alvey, Braden Allen's gonna be stepping in for Sam Alvey. I'm really pumped for this fight because both of them have just had such a rough go. Brendan Allen, he lost to Phil Hawes, and then he also, who else did he? He beat Punahele, but then he lost to Sean Strickland. He really wanted that fight back. So basically, Sam Alvey though. Let's get here. Smiling Sam. Split decision loss to Ryan Spann. Okay, wait. Let's start off. He's lost in 2018 to Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. Then he lost to Jimmy Crute via punches. Then he lost to Cleaton Abreu, and then he lost split decision to Superman Spann. But I'm pretty sure that performance kind of just kept his career afloat for sure because it was such a close fight. He had a split this draw against Dao Zhang. Okay, then he loses to Julian Marquez. But he had a really close, that fight was really close. He cracked Julian on multiple occasions, and then he just lost another split decision to Wellington Turman. That's just freaking, just brutal.
He has a lot of losses.
Yeah, but they're all really close. They're coin flips. They could have went either way, and that's what basically is keeping him in the UFC, which is great. I really like watching him fight.
That when it never is going his way ever, and then but he's really good.
Yeah.
It's Smiling Sam, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like him.
No, he didn't. Brendan Allen didn't lose to Phil Hawes. He lost to freaking Chris Curtis.
Oh my God,
the other
Kellan.
guy. But Chris Curtis knocked out Phil Hawes. That's right.
That's what it was.
And then he beat Brendan Allen. So that's what's up, baby. Brendan Allen. This is gonna be an interesting fight. They both have similar body types. They both like to stand up and box. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I really want Brendan Allen to get back on track, but when you're fighting Sam Alvey, it's really tough for me to root for the other guy because I just want Sam to get a dub. And maybe just retire or something. Sam.
No, he's good.
He is good. He's just up there in age, you know.
What? 35? How old is he?
35.
Oh, you're a killer. I am.
I guess he's not that old. He just has so many freaking fights. What is that, 50?
Gosh, I can't believe I got that right. I think I'm psychic.
We know that. You always think you're psychic and shit.
Well, because I definitely predict everything.
All right, guys. Clip time.
Clip
this shit. Ready?
Cut to Kellan editing. Clip this.
Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Carlston Harris. This fight could be the second best on the card. Even though it is a pretty good card, there's great matchups. Shavkat Rakhmonov, the undefeated Kazakhstan skill master. He is so unbelievably good at everything. Versus Carlston Harris, 17-4. Both of these guys, 2 fights in the UFC. What do they have? Oh yeah, 2 finishes. And yeah, I just am looking for because
both of them got KOs.
No, I think Carlston, he pulled an anaconda choke on Aguilera, and then he knocked out Mpaka Sanganai. He hit him with some hooks and then ground and pounded him out of there. And then so we're getting 2 absolute
killers.
No, just finishers. And Shavkat beat Alex Oliveira, and then he subbed both Alex Oliveira and Michel Prazeres. This is why this fight's going to be so good, is they're really similar fighters in the fact that they like to just grind you out, either find a submission, or what they like to do is, especially Shavkat, he just will beat you down, and then on the feet because he's so technical, and then he'll...
This sounds so funny that you said that so casually. First, he will beat you down, and then... he will knock you the fuck out. He
will. He's either going to beat you on the feet with his insanely technical striking, and then he just kind of wears you down, get you to the ground, and then he'll sink in a submission. That's basically what happens here. He cracks you and then finds you when you're wobbled, and then he'll slide something in there. Same with Carlston. Carlston will grind you up against the fence, look for the takedown. It's going to be a really interesting clash of styles because they both like to do really similar stuff, so... The X factor in this fight is the fact that Shavkat Rakhmonov, I feel, is a little bit more technical and a little bit more dynamic on the feet. As we saw in the Michel Prazeres fight, he was throwing some spinning techniques, and he caught Prazeres with multiple spinning back kicks, and I think he cracked him in the head with one too. So he just has really long punches. He is able to keep you at bay. But the thing with Carlston, he has the attributes to kind of match him skill for skill. I don't think that this fight is really going to go to the ground. If it does, somebody's going to get cracked and wobbled, and they're going to find a way to finish the fight on the ground. I think if somebody gets hurt on the feet, they're going to try to take it to the ground. They're not going to just keep him up wobbling. Shavkat Rakhmonov, he's easily one of the best welterweights in the world. It's only a matter. He's only 27. He has so much time to improve. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been waiting for this guy to fight him and Damir Ismagulov, bro. We need to get them in the octagon. Damir was supposed to fight, but I think he had weight cutting problems. But yeah, he's another beast that's at 155. But Shavkat Rakhmonov, this is the fight versus Carlston Harris. It has the potential to be fight of the night, I think. And yeah, baby. The Nomad's a stud.
Fight. I've never seen either of them, obviously. They're only their second fight in the UFC.
And the one thing I was going to say about Shavkat is this man is not fighting scrubs. Let me go through here for a sec. The guys he's fighting, Michel Prazeres, 26-3, okay? Alex Oliveira, the Cowboy, is 22-8. He fought another guy that's 28-6, 11-3, 10-4, 8-1, 5-2. in some of these earlier fights, he was fighting guys that had a lot of
He
experience.
has an insane record.
Yeah, he's been fighting absolute ballers. So watch him
That's
crack
sick.
into the top 15
Where
very
is he
soon.
from?
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Born in Uzbekistan.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Dude, he's he's the man to watch out for. I'm actually looking forward. I'm looking for him to have a huge 2022 for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Sick.
Mm-hmm. He was supposed to fight Ramazan Ameev and Zaleski dos Santos, and those fights fell through, but those would still be really good matchups in the future, I believe.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Dos Santos, he's coming off that Benoit Saint Denis fight, so if you beat Carlson Harris, maybe that's something to look out for. So yeah, okay.
Who's that?
Who? Zaleski dos Santos.
Who that?
Wait, what the heck? What the heck? What the heck? I don't know what she's talking about. Nick Maximov versus Punahele Soriano. I watched Nick Maximov when he fought Brundage, and he's a stud, but he's gonna be fighting my cousin
Yeah.
Punahele. So,
I think I'm gonna have to go against Soriano, just because he's related to you.
Puna, I wish you were my brother, man.
We're just kidding, by the way. People probably actually think he's related to. He's not.
Sean and Puna are my brothers.
They're not.
I just never got into MMA.
Just
I was more of
he
the-
just didn't have that gene.
Yeah. No, but I'm gonna go with Puna just because he throws bombers.
Can I see their?
And even in Puna's loss to Brendan Allen, he was still cracking it. Brandon just has a chin of steel.
I'll go with him because I know he's your brother. But the other guy looks like he could be good too. Like that's
Maximov is a
it
stud.
looks like a really even fight.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have
Gonna be
a fun time. It's
Gonna be a good time.
We're gonna have a good time. Now we're going Jack Hermansson for Sean Strickland. So
This is the
Here we
main
go.
card.
yeah, this is the main event.
Okay, or the main event. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, main card, main event, same thing.
Same thing.
Sean Strickland versus Jack Hermansson is going to be fun. We previewed this a little bit on my school class podcast, you know.
Yeah.
And
We
here's what
did.
I'm going to say. Jack Hermansson, if he doesn't get this fight to the ground, it's going to be a long day because I don't see a lot of routes for Jack Hermansson to win besides getting it to the ground. On the feet, Sean Strickland, old school, bare knuckle boxer. Just he has
It's cool.
just the way he stands and bangs with people. It doesn't matter. We saw the footage of him fighting with Dominic Reyes. The way he fights, he has a chin of granite, and he also just rolls with punches really well, and his counter striking is fantastic, but also he's not afraid to lead the dance if he has to, and he's not afraid to talk while he's fighting, and he knows how to get a rise out of his opponents. So it's going to be really interesting. I just really am high on Sean Strickland. I know people say what they want to say about him. Bianca, I was showing her interviews about him, or interviews of him from the Schmo. So
Definitely going with Jack Hermansson is all I have to say.
the safe unlocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% going with the safe unlocker versus the misogynistic little like the video. He's like, oh yeah, she's packing. I already asked to check. Like what?
Helen Yee Sports. Let's go. Yeah, Sean Strickland, he is out there, but you have to just appreciate it because it takes you back to a time,
To what time?
you know, when people weren't afraid to say things, you know?
Yeah, but that was for like
You know what he's doing he's not a genuinely bad person. He's just being himself.
I don't like himself. Himself is not who I enjoy.
But do you know, remember when I was talking about how the
He,
MMA
said
fighter
the
gave a house
C
tour?
word, like just casually in a sentence. He was like, "Oh yeah, he's a little C word."
You got to admit though what he said about Nate Diaz, the guy when he was talking about on the Schmo or Helen Yu, when he was talking about how
He was talking about Adesanya's
Israel
boob.
Adesanya's little boob and how he said and how he got it from allegedly smoking weed or something. And then Shazir was like, "Bro, if that was from smoking weed, Nick Diaz would have titties down to his knee."
Yeah, he's like he's on roids. He's on steroids.
Yeah, I just really love Sean Strickland's stand-up game. Really good takedown defense. It's gonna be a long night for Jack, dude. That's what I'm gonna say right now.
So I'm gonna say.
I don't see Sean losing. Even fighting Israel Adesanya, he just has an X factor about him where Marvin Vettori and Paulo Costa, they're both really good on the feet, but they kind of just gas out. Sean Strickland has cardio. But also Sean has the ability to take you down if things aren't going right because he's a really big and strong dude.
Yeah.
He's not obviously 6'4" or 6'3", so he doesn't have those kind of attributes. But when you look at the guy, his legs are massive, and you can tell he's just a dense guy. So I'm not blowing off Jock Hermansson. He could pull off a slick submission like he did against when he fought Kelvin Gastelum, something wild like that. But Sean's in there to scrap, and he hasn't lost since he's gone up to middleweight, I don't think.
But he's gonna that night. Because we've got the safecracker in there.
I just am really having a tough time, Bianca, thinking this man's going to lose.
Yeah, he probably won't, but,
The only times he has lost were at 170 in the UFC. He lost to Zaleski dos Santos, who we just mentioned, Kamaru Usman, and Santiago Ponzinibbio, who was at the top of the game at that time. We're talking about a man here. And
we're talking about a man.
And if there's anybody that's going to beat Israel, I'm giving the best shot to Sean Strickland, Tarzan, even though he hates that nickname. But you know what? Go Robert Whittaker.
What did he say? He was like, yeah, I don't like the Tarzan one, but I like something. What's the other one that he said? He's like, hater. Or what he...
Sean hates Strickland?
Yeah, like he literally said something like a weird name. He's like, it's not too like accepted now.
Yeah.
Now or something. I don't even remember what he said. It was like weird, like didn't really fit.
Mm-hmm. X Factor, you guys want to know the X Factor for this fight? It's going to be Sean Strickland's jab. It's going to keep Jack at bay. Jack's going to shoot. He's not going to be able to take it to the ground. Sean's going to piece him apart for 5 rounds. I don't know if he's going to get a finish.
Piece him up. Okay, give a little bit more credit to Jack.
I am. It's just when things are hitting the fan on the feet, Jack tries to go to the ground. And he's not going to be able to do that against Sean. So how is he going to win?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But we'll see. And you know what? I'll love to see Jack win. Because then I'll be right.
Watch him win now. I just absolutely jinxed Sean Strickland. Sean is the man. He's our only hope to be... Actually, I'll give Robert Whittaker a good shot. Robert's going to have a good plan to go out there and beat Israel.
My man.
If there's anybody that's psycho enough to not care about the man in front of him, it's Sean Strickland. Nobody gets in that guy's head.
Yeah, because he's psycho.
He's in his own head. He's in his own mind space. Yeah. Okay. One thing I was going to say before we sign off here. I was really pumped because we just were talking about it. I feel like Bianca and I brought this into reality. Existence. Magomed Sharipov is going to be, according to Ali Abdelaziz, he's coming back. And he maybe wants to fight really soon. And he's been training.
Dang.
We know that. And Kellan came up with the perfect opponent.
Who is it?
Josh Emmett.
Oh, baby.
The man.
The myth.
That has crackers in his hands. He has firecrackers in his Could you just crushed up Ritz?
His crackers in his hands.
He just has Ritz crackers.
I'm like, what does that even mean?
Would this not be an absolute flamethrower fight? Josh Emmett, he hasn't lost in a fat minute. He hasn't lost since he fought Jeremy Stephens in 2018.
Such a weird, fat minute. Like, I know exactly what you mean, but, that is such a weird term. Is that our generation's thing? We said fat minute.
Yeah.
If you're an old person and you're like, oh, he won't be back for, a fat minute.
I feel like it's one of those things where you understand it if you hear it.
Yeah, it just means, a long time.
Yeah.
But isn't that weird, though?
I want to say that if I said it to my grandma, she'd understand.
But, you would never say that. I
would never say that to my grandma.
Hey, Grams, I'll be back in a fat minute. I wouldn't say that. I'll be back in a long time. Won't be back for a while. Hey, Grams, be back in a fat minute.
I'm going to grab some milk, be back in a fat minute.
It's just such a weird, weird saying.
Truly
Sorry.
is.
I just, when you said that, I just really thought, How did that even become a thing? But continue. Sorry.
I just think it's a sign of the times. And you know what really just makes me want to drive a stake through my heart is whenever I'm subconsciously working at my little internship and I'll just be singing along and then I'll look at my phone and just realize it's a Harry Styles song. And I'll be like, what?
That was so random.
What? It's because every time Bianca plays it, I just skip it. And then,
but then when you actually hear it, you're like, wait, this is actually a freaking jam.
I'll be like, taste like strawberries.
You know you love it.
Some of it's good. And
All
then
of
after
it.
the 4,000th verse of him saying, taste like strawberries on a summer heat.
Shut up. You know it's good.
It is. He has some good bangers. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
he does.
Not gonna lie, huh?
Your favorite's Sign of the Times, though.
Yeah. All right, we're at 40. What was it? Okay. Final prediction: Zabit Magomed versus Josh Emmett. Make it happen. I am only making this prediction educated because Josh Emmett, even after his fight with Dan Ige, he was looking for. He was in that short. He was on that short list to maybe fight Volk. So that's telling me that he's relatively healthy.
Yeah.
And he's number 6, I believe, in the featherweight division. And that's right in the realm of where Zabit is.
Okay.
Zabit, in my opinion, is top 2 for the first 2 rounds of a fight. After that, he fades a little bit just because he's so crazy. Probably the weight cut gets to him. But yeah, Josh Emmett, he has that equalizer in his right hand. But Zabit just brings so many.
It's going to be good.
He brings so many kind of variables to the table because he's so big. He gives problems. It would be a really good test to see how Josh Emmett can handle a huge guy like that. Or you could do Jared Rodriguez because you know that fight was supposed to happen too. Okay. Another thing Hafted was really excited to see, Manel Kape versus Sumu Darji. Kellan called this. I called it. I know. I'm a legend. It's fine. UFC, don't hire me. You already... If you guys see it, you guys are gonna... I'm gonna be a matchmaker one day.
Honestly.
And it's gonna be fantastic.
But do you really want to work for Dana? Does he pay his employees good?
Dude,
We don't know.
I don't even have to have a salary. I'll just live in an office in the Apex, and as long as I get tickets to the fights, I'm fine.
Oh my God, don't be like that.
What?
In this country, we work for money and money only.
I'll seriously live in a homeless shelter if I was employed by them.
It's sad though because I like that way of thinking because nowadays people, I mean, that's literally you work to live and like instead of living to work. You know?
I would love going to my job.
Yeah, you would genuinely love it. Like it wouldn't feel like a
I feel like
job.
living in Las Vegas is not that expensive. I was gonna say this if I wasn't almost car sick in the car. We were talking about jobs and stuff. Oh yeah, Kellan threw up on the way to Bend.
Kellan has like
I made it
severe
all
car sickness.
I
For
made it-
anyone wants to know a fun fact about this guy, severe.
I made it all the way to Bend. We pull into the parking lot restaurant.
Don't kid yourself though. Like almost threw up on the way 5 times. Like look over, you're drenching in sweat. Like you're holding it in the entire drive.
It's a pretty legendary
No,
skill I
like
have.
I'm so mad he doesn't tell me like pull over, I need to throw up because then he wouldn't feel miserable for 3 hours. Yeah, he literally projectile vomited as soon as he parked. Opens the door.
A door has never been opened that fast. I set the Subaru record for opening a Subaru door. An Outback door.
Oh
Outback.
God. Okay, well,
What was the last thing I was gonna say? Oh,
what your job?
dude! Every time we start talking about something, it gets cut off. Sumu
I'm
Darji versus Manel
sorry.
Kape. 2 of these guys will be fighting for a flyweight title in the very near future. Manel Kape, Starboy, is probably the one, but if Sumu Darji can land that left hand on basically anybody in that division's chin,
Snoozer.
snooze you lose, sucker. Also, our boy that we absolutely raved about, David Onama, got another UFC fight against Gabriel Benitez. I'm pretty sure Gabriel Benitez was supposed to fight TJ Brown. Yeah, he's supposed to fight TJ Downtown Brown.
With your face
And David Onama, 145-pound legend. He's going to get that belt
That's
one
gonna be
day,
good.
and he's
Yeah.
also going to move up to lightweight and challenge for the belt because we already saw against Mason Jones that he can fight at lightweight with the best of them. So that's basically this episode. Hope you guys liked it.
Hope you liked
Just
all
super
of our
pumped about David Onama.
pop
David Onama, let's
culture.
go. I want David Onama on the show. I'm going to DM him. I'm going to interview this guy.
DM him. We
Yeah.
haven't done that in a long time.
I know. We should
you
do.
haven't.
Yeah, I wanted to interview David Onama because I really believe he's going to be the future of the featherweight division.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right,
get
boys.
an interview going.
Yes, sir.
My people talk to your people.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for
My people talk to
listening.
your people.
I miss people.
Honestly, you're a clutch way to get into DMs, Loki. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.